this is the realistic side of finding out your child's got leukemia. Do not take life for granted.
For those who don't know us, this is me, Scott. This is my wife, Katie, and this is our son, Super Ted. We are the Bridge family, trying to get the most out of this rat race we all call life. On the 24th of February 2023, our whole world got turned upside down when we got told our 9-month-old son had been diagnosed with high-risk AML leukemia. For anyone that doesn't know what that stands for, it's acute myeloid leukemia, which is a type of blood cancer. Yes, I said it. Cancer. As you can imagine, life froze. Every parent's worst nightmare was happening right in front of our eyes. With childhood cancer happening more and more frequently across the world, we decided to document our journey from start to finish to raise awareness and give cancer within children the exposure it deserves. We hope these videos give people a raw, detailed insight into what's involved, the treatment, the day-to-day hospital life, the emotions that come with having a child with cancer. So ladies and gentlemen, buckle up as we take you along on this whirlwind of a journey to save our son's life. And remember, live for today, as tomorrow is never promised. So if you're interested in following our journey, don't forget to like our video, subscribe to our channel and hit that notification bell so you can stick with us on this battle against cancer.
Welcome back to our channel. Another week starts. We are back on Monday on week 3 of this BMT journey. If you're new around here, don't forget to click that subscribe button. If you're not new, then thank you as always for joining us on this amazing journey to try and save our son's life. Just arrived at sunny Great Ormond Street Hospital and about to start a new week. Let's go. This is one of my favourite parts of coming back from the flat to the hospital every morning, is to come and see Teddy's little face and see what he's doing. Sometimes he's napping, sometimes he plays, and sometimes he doesn't even react. So let's see what's going on today.
Oh, hello.
Yay!
What's that? Oh, look! Dada!
Which?
Dada?
So over the last few days of Teddy having this vancomycin drug that we told you about, he is getting a red blotchy sort of complex to his skin, and his ears and cheeks are really flushed, and his legs are really red as well. That gives you an understanding of what we were saying was right and how he reacts to it. So we have told doctor about this. She's pretty confident that it might be an allergy. So yeah, they're going to try potentially take him off vancomycin now and put him on a new medication called Type, which is what they did the second time he reacted to it when we were in Chelsea, and then the rash went down. So hopefully we've caught that soon enough for it to develop into what we had the first round of chemotherapy. And yeah, he's obviously got red ears as well, and he keeps itching his ears, so something's not right with him, bless him. But as they say, parents know best. A combination of Piriton and changing the medication to Tig should get it under control. We're still waiting for the results back from his cultures from his cells, so we shall update you on that as and when they come through. They also took cultures from his line, so that his bloods, and the results came back from that. There was nothing growing in his blood, so it was just something that was growing in the cells that were administered, so his new cells. So 50% there, we just got the other 50%, but he is dosed right up on antibiotics, which is just a precautionary. It may not be anything, but it could be something. So they're growing them in the lab, as I've said, and treating for them, because the antibiotics can't do any harm. But they can fix things if they're in the system. So it's nice to know that we're half covered depending on what it is. That if it is something, hopefully the antibiotics that he's had over the last 3 days will have started to eradicate that. So fingers crossed. Okay, Teddy. He's just about to have an ECG, which is...
Oh yeah, welcome back to Dr. Teddy's important information. An ECG stands for electrocardiogram. It is a simple test that can be done to check the heart's rhythm and the electrical activity. Sensors are attached to the skin and are used to detect the electrical signals produced by the heart with each beat. These signals are recorded by a machine and reviewed by a doctor.
come into the room, which is nice because we're all in isolation. We don't have to come out of the room and go down to theatres and whatever and scanning rooms. They come to us, which is nice. So,
as always, cool, calm and collected, here's Teddy having his ECG. Followed by a lovely delicious snack known as pizza. Washed down with another one of Auntie's advent calendar gifts.
A funny colour horse.
it looks like you. Is that vancomycin?
It's red.
Then it was time for some more playing and more games. For, you guessed it, for some more delicious snacks. Where he was gaining an understanding of how to use a fork.
Teddy eats it.
But I guess not completely grasped the concept, and there's room for improvement. As we have said before, being in hospital is a very easy environment to slip behind in learning new skills. But day by day, with the help of Nanny, we still try our best to make sure he's picking up the normal attributes of a 1-year-old when he's feeling well enough.
You're going to get Nanny the ball. Where's the ball?
Hopefully today we will get the full result of his cultures from his sample of his new cells that they took. We did get a slight update yesterday, the fact that nothing had grown yet, but they wanted to give it another 12 hours through the night to try and grow something and come up with a definitive answer today. So it looks okay, hopefully okay at the minute, but we are hoping that nothing's grown over the last 12 hours. We can get the all clear from that and therefore start reducing down his antibiotics that he's been on precautionary to try and combat anything that was growing there. So the other positive is he looks a lot less red this morning because the vancomycin stopped. So that got changed yesterday from vancomycin to type, and we have our normal pale looking child pack, which is visually not as nice, but is where he should be. He shouldn't be having a rash because then he gets red and itchy, and yeah, it's not, goes down a bit of a dodgy path. So it's lovely to have woken up and turned the lights on to see a nice pale looking child looking back at me is a good thing from where we are. Another day in the life of this journey through BMT. I think we're day +4 now, which it's for him to be still eating and drinking like he is out of this world. I don't think I've ever showed you the view of our window. There's another hospital. How beautiful. But also, I'm not sure if you guys can see, but down there, oh, I've got a bit of Teddy's biscuit on my finger. Down there is where we park our bike. So anyone that comes to see us, we can wave at them from the window. But time to start our morning.
Life is a winding road, no telling where.
Next up, our weight and girth. Girth of your tummy, by the way.
Won't stop for traffic lights.
Here it goes. Comes up behind me, I can't see, so. 104.7. Get in. Time for the weight. The big weigh-in. In the red corner, we have Teddy B weighing at 10.2. Go on, champion. Now the girth.
High, even if the sky is falling down.
95 centimeters. Fat. It's a lot less girthy than me, I tell ya.
From cliffs so high, trusting our wings to fly. Sometimes we're crashing down, but we get up.
Teddy, would you like some breakfast? Yeah, let's go. What we got? We got a little bit of jam on toast, a little bit of Dairy Lee on toast, some Baby Bell and some banana. Weird, every day the kitchen closes between 8 and 9, so you have to be really quick. It's now like 10 to 8, So I had to like quickly ask the nurse to sit in on him whilst I go and make him his breakfast. Otherwise, if it's 1 minute past 8, they close the kitchen and you lose the opportunity to give him breakfast. So I've slowly learned that you've got to be efficient in the morning to get him to eat something, otherwise you're just giving him snacks, which we don't really want to keep doing, because he likes his toast and he usually loves his bananas and fruit, so we're just trying to ease that back in and get him off these snacks, because he certainly wouldn't be eating this at home. But jam on toast seems to be a hit, doesn't it, mister? Which I get that, but sugar, we don't want sugar. We need some nutrients inside you, mate. But we have to park that for a minute and just get some solids in him. So, oh, there's that raised chin of happiness. Whilst he's snacking down there, gives me an opportunity to clean off the bed and put new sheets in it, ready for the day.
Check where the party was at. Roaming around without any trouble, I began to ask everybody.
I've just freshly Clinell wiped my sliders like I do every morning, and sort of this section here is where we let Teddy play, and so like it is now 9:10 and the cleaners still haven't been in, and he's now off lines and just wants to be crawling around. So it's important for us that I get up every morning, get on my hands and knees and scrub this whole kind of section of the floor with Clinell wipes and his mat, just to know that the area that he's sitting on and playing on and crawling on is clean and it's not covered in dust and dirt and potentially going to give him infection. It's little things like this that we do on a daily basis, which is hopefully keeping him well. Just putting in that little bit of effort just to make sure this place stays as clean and sterile as possible. And yeah, it's really important to me and us as a family. So yeah, you can't always rely on cleaners just cleaning your room whenever you want it to, because they've got a whole ward, kitchens, toilets, everything to clean. So sometimes you have to take the cleaning into your own hands if you want the best results. So that is exactly what we do. Even Super Ted's down with the cleaning. It's the cleanest room on the ward, isn't it, mate?
As our morning cleaning was coming to an end, it was time for the next tasks. New dressing change and a dreaded NG tube sticker change.
A clean dressing? Yeah. Oh, you saw the pen again. What's that? Very good!
It doesn't know what a clock is.
Take it.
You're okay, baby. You're fine.
Still in the right place.
Honey Juby, have some water. You need a nap as well, baby.
This calls for one thing, and one thing only: Wingardium Napanosa!
Some of you may be wondering what we do for lunch most days, or what does the canteen look like. You're in luck, so I'm going to take you with me to show you what it's all like. So this is your lagoon and where we get our food. So that is the lagoon, pretty short and sharp. It's also got a gift shop and an Amazon locker, which is absolutely crucial when it comes to needing some things delivered to your ward. I have just received a message whilst in the changing room that genuinely brought me to tears.
So the doctors just came in and have basically said Teddy's no longer showing any adenovirus from his nasal aspiration yesterday, and the bloods are clear of HHV6 and adenovirus, which is absolutely incredible considering his immune system's just been completely wiped. His body has still managed to fight those off, so that's really positive. The cell cultures have also come back negative, as have his blood cultures. So, smashing it, Teds! Whoop whoop!
Come on, Teddy B. You have just made me look like an absolute penis in a changing room with a load of other lads there. I was stood in a towel. They're all standing there with their knackers out, giving it wee. So I'm standing there sobbing. Like, does it matter? Does it help? Teddy B, you're an absolute legend, mate. Go on, the boy.
Can we get a load of this? Teddy eating something that's not beige. He's just had a nibble of that little bit of melon, a nibble of that mango. Go on, Teddy B! Finally, something vaguely healthy. Good morning. We are on day +5, which is obviously 5 days post-transplant. And he's still doing really, really well. I think we could be turning a small corner though, because I think he's starting to feel a little bit sick. When I got to hospital this morning, he'd had 200 mils of milk, absolutely fine. And then he was eating a couple of little snacky bits, like crumpets and like these little cheese bites things, and he started gagging, which, reflecting back to our experience in chemo 1, is when he starts gagging is when he tends to go off his food, because that feeling of sick is too much and he can't even fathom the idea of consuming food, which is understandable. So we're going to try and get on top of it and increase his anti-sickness levels of medication, and hopefully that helps him not feel as sick, and therefore we can keep up this appetite. But other than that, he is doing very, very well. He's very sprightly, loves a nap, I tell you, but when he's awake and wants to play and crawl and laugh, which is all that we can ever have hoped for. So yeah, all is going as well as we can, especially after yesterday's news of the all clear from any bugs growing and his new cells actually being okay in the end. So yeah, super happy about that. But we're just going to see what today brings, and another day closer to cure. Let's go. Teddy has always been very patient with nurses and doctors poking and prodding him throughout his journey. But to see that Teddy has clearly picked up on the nurses cleaning his Hickman line multiple times every day and now is copying them is truly incredible. He never ceases to amaze us.
Good morning, we are on day +6 of transplant. We're just walking back to the hospital now. Teddy's had a sleepover with Nanny at the hospital. He's slept quite well, but he's woke up feeling very sick again. Couldn't keep his milk down, and they've also introduced the Oromorph again because he's been groaning in a bit of discomfort in his sleep. So yeah, we're just going to see how he is. Apparently he's had a snack and is playing now, but he's definitely seeming to be a little bit on the turn, so we'll see.
As we've said before, it's usually stereotypically day 7 to 10 is when the chemotherapy is in full swing, and we obviously, as Kate said, we are day 6. So if he is taking a turn now, he's bang on time. So we are ready and raring to pick up the pieces however they present themselves, and get him through this rough patch.
What is it, Ted? What is it? Yuck. Yucky.
Say goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Say thank you for having me, Nanny. See you later.
See you later. Bye-bye.
Day 6 post-transplant, and this is kind of where we're at with our feeding situation now. Is we're trying really hard to give him something, but he keeps chewing and pulling out because it must just be to make him feel sick. But there's not a lot going in now. It's very, very selective with what he's eating. So we've got some chicken nuggets and chips here. He's been comfortable. He's on Oromorph now every 6 hours, so we've got another 20 minutes until we can have another dose, which will hopefully make him comfortable to sleep. Oh no, Bobby, you're doing so well, darling. But should we take this away? And I think we're going to opt for a milk to go through his tube whilst he's asleep as well, to get some calories and milk in him. But we have made the turn now, I think. We are going into it.
downhill spiral for a very hopefully short time. Teddy smell, go. Poo-wee! Daddy smell. God, poo-wee! Teddy smell. Poo-wee! Daddy smell. Poo-wee! Buzzing! I managed to get a laugh out of him today. He's feeling poorly, but we still do our best. Go.
The laughter was short-lived, the gravity-fed milk was up. This is something to expect post-transplant when the appetite is suppressed.
Because Teddy isn't tolerating any food or drink now, we are back with gravity-fed milk through his NG tube, which the nurse also said that our kids are very susceptible to, if their stomach becomes so sensitive, they will just throw it up. So where we've been putting him down overnight and knowing that he'll be fine, obviously if we're relying on feeds that go through the night, at any point he could just throw up whilst he's asleep, which is just the most scary and horrendous thought, that he could be there choking in his sleep whilst we're asleep. So yeah, I think that's going to obviously lead to a few more sleepless nights, but it brings you back down to earth. We are day 6 out of however many to come, and they say, as I said, 7 to 10 days is when the symptoms really start to hit home, and he's bang on time. So poor little chap, man. But the sooner we get into the storm, the sooner we can get out of it. So let's bring it on.
We're going to end this video here. Make sure you come back next week for our video where we really enter the storm phase of Teddy's transplant and things really start to get tough. From the Bridge family, we are forever grateful for everyone that is following our journey. If there's one last thing to take away, it's to live for today, as tomorrow is never promised. And don't forget, like our videos, subscribe to our channel and hit that notification bell so you get notified when we put up a video next on this journey through BMT.